Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I just now realized that I didn't even finish my eye makeup. What is wrong with me? So today's video is all about BH Cosmetics. This is almost a full face of reviews. Not a completely full face, but like a partial full face of reviews. This is not gonna be a wear test video. This is just basically me giving you my thoughts. I have tested these products out. There are a couple of products that I could have done more testing on, but I wasn't too impressed with them, so I couldn't bring myself to do it. I'm sorry. So yeah, if you guys want to see my thoughts on some BH Cosmetics products, then please keep watching. Alright guys, so I'm now at a point where it's time to talk about some products. But I'm not going to show you my eye makeup just because this isn't a tutorial. This is a full face of reviews. I wasn't trying to do a super glamorous, unique look or anything. So the first thing I have is an eyeshadow primer. So this is the Smooth Canvas Longwear Shadow Primer, and I got the shade Bisque. This one looked like it's a dupe for the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. Everyone uses MAC paint pots for priming. This one looks like Soft Ochre, and then they have one called called Malt, and that one looks like Painterly, but I mean, that's just going off of swatches. But this is actually something that I used a very, very long time ago. They did reformulate this for sure, but when I used to use this, I loved it so much. It was my favorite eye primer. Concealed perfectly, it didn't crease or fade. It was very smooth and creamy. However, I'm not the biggest fan of this one because this is definitely a reformulation. It's a lot more dry. You know when gel liners or anything in a pot basically, whenever they start drying out, like when they get a little bit more old, they kind of start separating away from the pot. If you were to tilt them over, they just fall out. There's a space around the rim as if it's about to come out, like it's already drying up. And I've only had this for like 2 weeks. It's so dry that I feel like I'm tugging at my eyelids too much when I apply it. And I do apply, I've tried it with a brush and also with my finger. Usually I just use my finger. It does conceal. I mean, this is a very good concealing eye primer. It doesn't crease, it doesn't fade. Your eyelids, your eyeshadows hold up very well throughout the day. It's just so dry. So yeah, there's that. That kind of gets a want from me. But the next thing I have is something that I haven't shown in a very long time. I used to talk about it all the time. This is the Flawless Brow Trio Brow Defining Kit in the shade Light. The shade that I used to use is a little bit too dark for me. I did use it today and it does work. When I have a little bit of a ruddy look, it definitely does work. So as you can see, this is just your typical brow kit. You get 2 powders. You can't see this one because it completely shattered and broke. But you get 2 powders and you get a wax. The one in the middle is the one I've gravitated towards. And for the longest time, this was my go-to brow kit. So they only have 2 shades. That's the biggest downfall to this, but it just had a really dark blonde and then kind of like a medium dark blonde, and it fills them in so beautifully. It's so pigmented, but it's not powdery and dusty. You can just get a really pretty soft, full, thick brow look with this. The next thing I have is an eyeshadow palette, and this is one that I've had for a while, for about 5 or 6 months, but this is the Carli Bybel palette. But this is the deluxe edition with 21 shades. When they first released, I think there was like 14 eyeshadows, but now you get some facial highlighters in here and some even prettier eyeshadows. Originally, this is $22.50, but right now it's on sale for $16.99 on their website. I never see it go on sale on the Ulta website, so if you want to pick this up, I would definitely recommend getting it on their website because you can get a sale. So you get 15 eyeshadows and then 6 different facial highlighters. Obviously, you can use these facial highlighters on your eyes. That's what I did today. I used this bad boy right here, this really pretty shimmery bronze all over the eyelid. But in the actual eyeshadow section, you get 8 mattes and 7 shimmers. And I like the fact that she made there to be more mattes than shimmers because you can do more with mattes. And I just feel like the mattes and the shimmers complement each other very, very well. They blend out so well and so smooth and soft. They just kind of melt into each other. And the facial highlighters are so buttery and creamy, and they just give you a really pretty dewy glow. So let's talk about some foundation now. So this is just the BH Liquid Foundation. It just says Naturally Flawless, and that's about it. So this is $8.99 on their website, and it comes in 18 different shades. It says, get skin pampering benefits and a radiant complexion with our new and improved BH Liquid Foundation, reformulated with the addition of hyaluronic acid, which is very, very good for your skin. It helps keep skin hydrated and younger looking. This foundation provides lightweight, medium to full coverage and a natural satin finish, and comes in 18 shades to flatter multiple skin tones. Here's what I'll say about the shade range, okay? The 2 dark shades look really, really dark. And it seems like, you know, Tarte just came out with their foundations and there were like 13 light ivory shades. But I feel like with their shade selection, it looks like there's a pretty decent jump between each one. Like not too bad, but I feel like it's a very gradual, like ascending order. And I feel like if you couldn't find your shade, you could probably at least mix a couple together and find your perfect match. So I got 2 different shades just to make sure that I had one that matched. I got 205 Fair Golden and 209 Ivory Beige. I actually did try the old formula once again way back in the day, and I didn't like the foundation at the time, but when I read that they were new and improved and it's memed to full coverage and all these great claims. I was like, heck yes. Right now I have oily dry combination skin. I have a drier T-zone, believe it or not, which is kind of weird for me. So as you can see, I do have a little bit to cover up today, and I feel like the lights and the camera really accentuate it. It doesn't look that bad. Okay, it looks pretty bad in person. It's a really, really nice pump. It's very high quality, very easy to control how much you get out. On the bottom is fair golden, and then here's ivory beige. And both of these look like they had like a golden olive undertone, which is why I picked them up. So as you can see, without even touching them, they're pretty thick. Like, they're not moving, they're not dripping or anything. So it's a pretty thick consistency. So here's fair golden and here's ivory beige. These are both really nice undertone foundations. And I feel like even mixing them would still be a pretty good match for me. So fair golden is my perfect match. Like, it is dead on. It's got like a slight olive undertone to it. So the next thing I have before we start applying it, I need to talk about this pretty quickly, is this little beauty blender sponge. I hate when people call every sponge a beauty blender. Beauty blender is a name brand of a certain type of sponge. Like, they're not all beauty blenders, they're makeup sponges. This is the Studio Pro Beauty Sponge. Originally it's $4.99, but right now it's on sale for $1.99. I'm so jealous because I paid like $4 for this. It's hard as a rock. I mean, it does inflate quite a bit when you get it wet. It's already dampened. The material itself is really soft and really nice feeling. Like, it could be a good sponge, but it's just so dense and so hard. Like, it literally feels like you're pounding your face with a rock. So on one side, I'm gonna use this horrible rock to blend in my foundation, and the other side, I'm gonna use an actual good sponge. So to be honest, I haven't really tested the longevity of this because I haven't been happy with the coverage. The coverage seems to be a lot to medium coverage, and I can't get it to build up. Now, if you don't have a lot to cover up, obviously you might like this. So there's what one layer looks like. As you can see, like, it kind of evened out my skin tone a little bit, but I can still see every blemish and every mark on my face on this side. I'm gonna go ahead and toss this sponge out because I feel like it's not really doing the foundation justice. I want to try everything in my power to make this foundation work today. So I'm gonna pump out a little bit more, and I feel like I have to use so much with this to actually build it up to get a decent coverage, and even then it's not up to par with what I want. Okay, so I've just re-wet a new and better sponge, and we're gonna try to make this work. Oh, it's not blending out. This dries extremely fast. I know this seems like a first impression, but I've only worn this like 3 different times, and I've always ended up taking it off, you know, pretty soon into the day after applying it. Apparently letting it sit does not work. Oh my God, it's actually moving around the scabs and stuff on my face. That's disgusting. Ooh, that's sitting real weird. Okay, so once this sets and dries down, you're done. So I would definitely make sure that you work in sections instead of applying it all over your face and then going back in and blending it all out. Ugh, it already looks so dry and matte and gross. So yeah, it just seems like the foundation is disrupting my blemishes. So like I said, up here, I don't know if it just rubbed off a scab or what, but it's doing it in several different areas. Freaking gross. There's what one layer looks like. Not pleased. So I'm gonna go back into this side and see if we can build it up. I'm gonna let this side dry a little bit more. This may not work. It'll probably be a super freaking cakey mess, but we're gonna try it anyway, just in the spirit of testing. Okay, so that does give better coverage. I just feel like I should get full coverage pretty easily out of this because these aren't raised bumps. I want it to spread like butter, not like glue. So I will say I feel like this is gonna set to more of like a semi-matte powder finish because on my forehead it is looking pretty powdery. I don't know if that's just the dry flakes kind of beaming through, but I definitely have some settling already in my parentheses. Little lines right there. That ain't good. I've had this on for like 5 minutes. So I have the BH Studio Pro Total Coverage Concealer. I got 2 different shades, once again, just to make sure I got a good one. I got the shades 100 and 105. So this is 100. This is 105. So 105 is definitely more of my skin tone. So this is originally $5.99, but on sale for $4.99 right now. It says hide imperfections, neutralize discoloration, and brighten your complexion instantly with our concealer. An opaque liquid cream that gives the appearance of perfect skin. It's available in 17 pale to dark shades. That is awesome. In addition to 4 color correctors in pink, yellow, peach, and white to accommodate all skin tones. So here's what the packaging looks like. It's a squeeze tube. I don't like this. I'm just kind of over squeeze tube packaging because I feel like this is just not easy to control. You can apply it nicely. I mean, it does nothing for application. It's good for like sanitary purposes, like, you know, it's hygienic. Oh God, I just squeezed out too much, see? So there's what the shade 100 looks like, and then here's 105. So yeah, 105, it says it has a peach undertone, I would say it's got more of like just a straight up yellow undertone. And then 100, it's kind of warm, but at the same time, yeah, I guess it's like a warm neutral. It's not too warm though. Oh my God, my pores and everything on my face is so emphasized. Like my pores look ginormous. This is a very thick concealer and it's pretty matte. I just don't feel like it spreads very well. There's what one layer looks like. I would say it's medium coverage. I mean, honestly, I would expect it to be a little bit better coverage, but we're gonna try to build it up because I haven't really tried to layer it too much because I'm a little frightened. I just feel like I can still see some discoloration right there. I don't know. Is that just me? And once it dries, it dries. It's just like the foundation. I don't know what's moving underneath it. I don't know if it's the foundation or if it's just the first layer of the concealer setting to where it won't let me move it, but I can't do anything else with it. Like, it's already starting to cake up. So moving on to the cream contour palette. So this is the Studio Pro Cream Contour. This is $13.99 originally. So here's what it looks like. You just get 10 different shades. They're all mattes. They're all creams, obviously. And I actually really do like these. These don't give a whole lot of coverage. So, I mean, you could use the lighter shades to conceal under the eyes if you don't have a lot of dark circles or a lot of discoloration or anything. But I wouldn't really use these for coverage. Now, personally, I don't like to use lighter cream shades unless they're a concealer because I feel like it's just layering too much. So I'm not going to go in with any of these shades to do any more brightening because, I mean, hello. I've been gravitating towards this one, and this one especially. This is a really good contour shade. But I will say they're not glued in here very well. I mean, I've just been swatching. I've been using this one right here when I was testing it out, and every time I swatch it, it comes out. So they're not pressed in there too well, but they're very creamy and they're very lightweight. And these blend out very fast. And they just give a really pretty effect, and it's just really soft and natural. And it looks so much better on an actually good foundation. And then the last cream product I have is a cream blush. And this is from the Ashley Tisdale collection. This is the Illuminate by Ashley Tisdale. This is the cream cheek and lip tint in the shade Rosé. They have 5 different shades. Again, this is the shade Rosé. And this is the, like, it looks like a neon pink. So here's what that looks like. It looks pretty intense. You can sheer this out and kind of make it a little bit more, you know, not so intense. But you have to be very, very light-handed with this because look at that. It's pretty intense, but it can give you, like it says, a really pretty flush. I've actually really enjoyed this formula. It does stay on a very long time. I haven't really tried it for the lips just because this is just too springy. I'm just not there yet. But every time I've worn this, I've gone ham by accident. So my camera shut off, but I was already at a point of no return with my blush, so I had to keep going. But I'll tell you what I did. I dipped my brush in once, tapped off the excess on the back of my hand, and started at the back and tried to work my way down. Like, you always want the pigment to be the most concentrated in the back because you can blend it forward. So you can get a really pretty natural flush of color with this, but it can go from that to grandma likes to work at the circus on the weekends real fast. So, I mean, it still looks pretty intense. The powder did help a little bit, and I did try to go in with my sponge and blend out the edges and stuff. And even stippling the blush on moved the product underneath. I can see discoloration again. It looks like everything underneath the blush has been disrupted. So I was going to do a wear test with the foundation and the concealer and test how those wore, because honestly, I've tested them out like quickly. Like, I put them on and then I've quickly taken them off because I don't like the results. But I've had this on for maybe 30 minutes. So if it looks this bad now, what is it going to look like 8 hours down the road? It's just no bueno. That's the answer. No bueno. But I am going to go ahead and show you guys the highlighter palette, and then we will wrap this video up. So this is the Spotlight Highlight 6-color palette. Originally, this is $16.99. I believe I got it on sale for like $12.99. So here's what it looks like on the outside, and then here's what it looks like on the inside. You get a ginormous mirror. I feel like they do a really good job with packaging as far as like putting a really nice mirror inside, you know, giving a good amount of product. So here are what the 6 highlighters look like. And at first glance, this looks very bland. But when you swatch them and actually put them on your face, they're so pretty and so intense. Intense. I just sound like a country bumpkin. I'm going to do one on every part of my face. So I'm going to start off with Dream, which looks like it's like an orangey cantaloupe shade, but it's actually like a golden champagne. And this is a lot prettier with a different foundation and a different base. So on the other side, I'm going to go in with Glow, which is like a whitish gold. And then let's mix a little bit of this one right here. This is like a pinky iridescent kind of color. Let's put that on top of this one. Ooh. Now I'm going with this one right here, Ethereal, which is kind of like a weird whitish, like It's like a gold undertone, but it's also got a little bit like a pinky purple iridescence to it. So we're gonna put that bad boy, that little weird color, right here on the landing strip. So we're gonna do a quick roundup. Again, I'm so sorry. I feel like this is like the most inadequate review I've ever done. The eye primer, I would say this is a no-go. It's not the worst eye primer. Like, I can get it to work, and I would definitely recommend if you get this to moisturize your eyelids first. It goes on a lot better when you do that, but if you don't always take that extra step, then you're gonna be pulling and tugging at your eye. Carli Bybel palette, love this, highly recommend it. The Flawless Brow Trio, highly recommend this if you can find your shades. It's a very, very good powder, very high quality. Foundation, you guessed it, it sucks. I do love the shade selection though. Like, I love the fair golden shade and the price point's awesome, but it's just a really ugly finish. The coverage is not super buildable, and when you do build it up, it just looks really cakey, and whenever you put products on top, everything just gets disrupted. It's sticky, and it just cakes up and bunches up and just does this really weird, ugly thing. It just doesn't look good. And even this highlight is so pretty, but on this base, no. The sponge, no, feels like gravel. The blush is not bad. I'm gonna keep using this blush. I do think it has potential. You have to go very, very light-handed with this, but I do think it's a good product, especially for the winter time. The concealer is probably a no-go. I will keep testing it out with other foundations and other bases because I've tested this out with another foundation, but again, I think I took it off pretty quickly, and the BH foundation is pretty much the only thing I've tested this out with, so maybe it's not doing it justice. Updates to come. Cream contour palette, I do like this quite a bit. Cream contour is something I'm pretty fickle with. I don't cream contour every single day. Like, I just have to be in the mood for it, and my skin has been pretty dry lately, so I have been gravitating towards a cream bronzer and just basically all cream cheek products, so I do like this product. The highlighter palette is very deceiving. It's actually really, really good. At first glance, like I said, it looks very powdery, and the shades just look kind of bland. They don't look like they have a really pretty shine or anything, but on the skin they are very, very pretty, and I feel like this would work for a lot of different skin tones. But that is it for this half-hour's BH Cosmetics review. I hope you guys enjoyed it despite not seeing how it wore throughout the day. And I'm gonna try to get away from doing this long outro kind of thing. I'm just gonna kind of say whatever comes out and just keep it more natural. I just want to see what happens when I kind of get rid of the script in my head and just say, whatever comes out, just let it flow. But make sure you subscribe. I have a little button down here. You scroll over it and you can just click it and you can automatically subscribe. It's super easy. I'm getting rid of all the guesswork for you. Also, make sure that you put me on notifications. Hit the notification bell. I know that's super annoying, but apparently being subscribed to someone isn't good enough anymore. Apparently, unless you hit the notification bell, you don't always get, like, people's videos won't show up in your subscription feed anymore. I don't know what the deal is. YouTube is just a cluster fudge of insanity. But yeah, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah.